Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to balance out all that bad news out there with some good news and things that don't make you go like this and say, what's wrong with people? Instead, I want to bring you topic shows, series, and guests who help us with balancing out all that bad news with good things that are happening. And it is today, Monday, which means it's Mental Health Matters Mondays. And as you can see, I have a special guest in studio today because I also wanted to give a little love to something that I've been doing for 9 years now, I believe, as one of the sponsors of the Chinese Spotlight film at the fabulous Newport Beach Film Festival. Her name is Maria Marquez, if I said that correctly. So please welcome her to the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. And then my name is Mia. Pronounce Mia.
What did I say?
Maria.
Oh. Okay. Well, it is Monday. And actually, I told Mia what her name means. So I did know that at one point. I love that name. I wanted to name my younger one Mia because it means little mother. And she didn't know that. And I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself in a way that I like to do to sort of be funny. Although you're at that age, what do you know what an answering machine is or was?
No.
Yeah, I got to come up with something different for the youngins. In your parents' day, when you called someone, instead of a voicemail, it was called an answering machine. There was actually a machine that would record your message. Did you know that?
No, like a voicemail?
It's voicemail in a machine. So it was called an answering machine.
Okay.
See, you learned something new.
Yeah.
Boy, do I feel old right now. But instead of an answering machine, I have a questioning machine. It says, when you call me, who are you and what do you want? So I'm going to use that as a way to introduce yourself. Who are you, Mia Marquez? And what do you want?
Hi. Well, my name is Mia. I am here, obviously, representing the Chinese Film Festival. And as a representative, we just want to share the Chinese culture and also represent other international spotlights at the event. So all of it is Asian. We do have actually an Australian spotlight that day as well. We have Korean, we have Japanese, and then also like the Chinese. Me personally, I'm a student at Cal State Fullerton. I am a student actually with Greg, I don't know how to pronounce the last name,
Schwank.
Mike, yes. And just taking this class, I actually took it last minute because I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't even know there was an event planning class. I do that for a living on the side, and that's something I want to grow into. So I love planning events. And when you say little mother, it's so funny because I literally am like, my mom calls me the family manager. I'm like the second mom of the family and the oldest of 6. So, definitely little mother energy I have here.
So it's a perfect name. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you for saying yes. This is the first year I invite the students every year to come on the show, and everybody declines. because they little on the afraid side, but this was
Yeah.
perfect. You're definitely like me, very shy. Sarcasm is another service that I offer. So that is great. And I'm glad to have you. I don't do pre-interviews, so just so you know, and that's why I didn't give you questions, because I've done this for now 703 consecutive weeks on the air, on camera. That's 13 and 3/4 of a year. And tomorrow is actually show podcast number 1,500. So I've been doing podcasts before they started calling them podcasts, and just a little commercial tomorrow to celebrate my 1,500 show and podcast shows is a woman. You'll know her if you watched the Netflix Dahmer special, Jeffrey Dahmer's. But did you watch that?
No, I haven't.
Too scary. It was very scary, but it was very good. But she played Jeffrey Dahmer's grandmother. She's been an actress for 5 decades, I believe. I had her on because there was a anniversary show for the Waltons, which you won't know, but your parents will know. It was a hit TV show, iconic TV show with Little House on the Prairie and the Happy Days, all in that genre era. And she played the main mom. And so she's coming back to celebrate tomorrow. So those of you who are listening and watching right now and don't already, join me every weekday morning here. That's a little special show tomorrow. So yeah, so I'm sort of they call me a veteran, veteran. I don't know about that. And my kids are embarrassed because I'm a YouTuber as well. I just hit 4.1 million impressions. So thank you to all of you who are actively supporting me all of these years. In fact, Mia, they told me I would not last a year because I made a point saying no politics, no religion, no headlines. You can get the headlines everywhere else. I wanted people to have a place to come if they didn't want to start their Monday off doing this MS, meaningless rolling. So yeah. So and the next thing I do that I didn't tell you about, because I want to keep things spontaneous. That's why I do live shows. Is with breakfast. Breakfast is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So what does that mean? Top of the bun. I want us to start the day. What are you grateful for? That's the question. We look around us. Looking around us specifically, friends and family is good, but it's too general. So I love us to start with specific gratitudes. And then the bottom of the bun is what I'd like you to do before you go to bed tonight. Instead of talking bad about yourself, if you're a perfectionist or you're your own worst enemy, you're harder on yourself than anyone else, it's a horrible way to live because nothing is ever good enough. So instead of beating yourself up at night, I didn't finish this, I shouldn't have said that, I want you to think about what's good about yourself. So gratitude turned inwards. What do I like about myself? And then that way we're falling asleep happy instead of worried or thinking about who done me wrong and how dare they. So it's a practice, a good life habit that we've been doing for about 3 years now on the show. So that's what we're going to do. I see eyeballs coming in the studio. Welcome. You know the drill. Please put in the comment section any gratitudes that you'd like to add or speak them out loud. If you're driving, please do not chat if you're driving and listening on the AM FM side. So I'll start it off. I am grateful to be a sponsor again of the Chinese Spotlight film. This year is actually a Hong Kong Spotlight film, and I get to introduce the film. I get to interview and be interviewed on the red carpet. I'm grateful that I've hit the celebrity status now, and it's very funny when people are excited or see me and recognize me. So that's a nice little bonus. What are you grateful for, Mia?
Well, on a personal level, I'm grateful to wake up and have the health that I have, honestly, because this morning, I'm not going to lie, I did wake up sick. I woke up with a sore throat, so that does suck. But you know what? Honestly, like, things could be a lot worse, you know, like I hear friends and family and stuff like that going through things right now. So I'm honestly grateful. Even if I have a sore throat, I'm grateful I have the sore throat because it could be worse. So I'll be like, you know what? It could be worse. That's literally how I will.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
one of my happy tools. ICBW. Anytime you're not feeling good, it could be worse for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
I am grateful that I got to be a celebrity judge yesterday for a fashion show, RLC modeling fashion show. Once again, Layla does a great job. We were up in Malibu, my first time at Rafi's Lounge. Beautiful. I'll be putting that clip up today, overlooking the ocean in Malibu. Great models, great time, great dancing. And, you know, I put my hashtag dancing queen shoes on. And I actually got to dance to the song ABBA's Dancing Queen. So that'll be fun to look forward to, or for me to put together. And you'll hear sirens every once in a while. That means whatever I'm saying at the moment is extra true. So right now, that's extra true. And what else are you grateful for?
I think I'm also grateful for to even have education, be a student at Cal State Fullerton. I think that's also, I would not have the opportunity to even work for the Newport Film Festival if my school didn't even offer this. And I honestly didn't know I actually would work this film festival. So that's honestly a great blessing. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to have education and be able to do this.
Great. Yeah, I'm grateful for Greg and Todd for founding I was there when this was a much smaller event, and it was always designed to be what it is and continues to grow exponentially as highlighting and valuing diversity. And that's what I love about this film festival. And kudos to Todd and Greg for doing an epic job every single year. A lot of hard work. I can't even imagine all the working machinations in there, because just our event is giant. I think it's the jewel of the whole event. Our showcase, I think, is the best party, but I am a little biased.
Yeah,
and Mia will be helping me today. I've been telling you all week that we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Pacific Rim Showcase Gala after party. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. So that's the top of the bun. Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is the weightlifting. What do you like about yourself so you're not constantly looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for likes literally on social media these days? Because frankly, if you can't like yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to? So what do you like about yourself? I'll start just to give you an idea. I like the fact that, excuse me, I have a pretty quick pivot. When I'm not feeling well, I know how to soothe myself, as I mentioned before, with little tools like ICBW. It could be worse. I wake up, put my life jacket on with a silver lining, because I know it's my responsibility to make myself feel good. And knowing that I can't expect or want others to make me feel good. That's not their job. It's my job to feel good. It's my job to make myself feel better if I don't feel good. So I am appreciative that I have been working at that skill for 16 and a half years now. What do you like about yourself?
I think that I have chosen a good people around me. I think I did it. I know it's like, I know one of the big things is like how you feel about yourself is partially the people you surround yourself with and people that you are talking to every day. They're honestly going to reflect like how you see yourself, how you're going to talk about yourself, and it could other people's energy will kind of reflect in your own personality. If people are negative all the time, you're going to be negative. So I think that I choose to surround myself with people who are positive, people who have things going for them, people who are motivated and working hard. So I think I am proud to say that I actually surround myself with people that are like-minded like myself.
Awesome. I'm looking at who said you are the sum total of the 5 people you spend most time with.
Yes.
Who said that? Oh, here it is. Jim Rohn is the person that you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So cool. So obviously you hang around with high achieving, positive people. Good. All right. And that's it for breakfast. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You can join me every weekday morning and do this. Make it a good life habit. For those of you who are overachievers, you can join my 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. If you can go 21 consecutive days without complaining, you get a prize. In fact, if you donate $21 to join the fast, that helps my nonprofit that helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgot their birthright to happiness. I will double your money if you finish the 21-day fast. So that's something you can do online. Just go to drmarissa.life. Just Google Asian Oprah online and you will find me. All right. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And I promise if you do this for 21 or 28 or 30 consecutive days, whatever the latest statistic is on creating a habit, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me and I for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. It says everything is awesome. We have 2 topics. One topic is our Mental Health Matters Mondays topic. And this series I put in place probably a year ago when people started talking more and more about mental health, thanks to my honorable moniker, Oprah, who I credit bringing this whole conversation into the mainstream media. For those of you who don't know, I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. I didn't make this up myself. It's been a great association or affiliation because certainly she has really inspired and continues to inspire people to talk about things that really matter. So I follow in her footsteps in that. And mental health, the good news is we're talking about it. The bad news is we're reaching for things, drugs, shopping, people, things that temporarily fill that feeling of emptiness or sadness and don't really get to the root, which I believe is self-love, self-care. And we can work that muscle a little more, I think, than we are before we reach for other things. So that's why we're doing this particular series on Mondays. And the topic I picked only because when I was in line in the valet getting my car, leaving Malibu and Rafi's place, which is beautiful, by the way, give him a little shout out. My first time meeting him. The guy in line said that, and I think he was 30. So I'll give him like the 30s representation. What are people concerned about when it comes to mental health? And he said, panicking that his friends, his family, the people that he sees online, people are in this point of becoming more and more panicked. So I thought we'd talk about, how not to press that panic button. However, I wanted you to also be able to talk about what is going on. You're probably someone who helps people with this stuff. So what are you seeing, excuse me, when it comes to, mental health, general mental health, maybe in your 20s, I think is your group, right? So would you say that is also similar top of mind, or what else are people talking about when it comes to mental health?
I think in terms of panicking, I think the other term I would use is more anxiety. I think a lot of people in their 20s kind of experience a lot of anxiety, as from what I've heard and seen. I've experienced it myself. I also work in an industry that is very, very stressful. So when I do want to panic, I do have to take a step outside and just take a breath before, I start acting on other people and start letting it out, maybe not
Yeah.
unleash the madness here. And I think depression is a big thing that a lot of people talk about. I think in mental health awareness at our school, we actually do talk about depression because, that obviously has negative effects, and there's also suicide awareness because of depression. And I think just this generation that we're in, we do experience a lot more pressure in terms of what you should and shouldn't be. And obviously, all of us are on social media, majority of people are in their 20s. So I think that pressure of this is how it needs to be. We see expectations that we need to be a certain kind of person, have this certain kind of wealth, and be affiliated with these certain things. And when we don't achieve those things, they do tend to be like, okay, well, I'm not like everyone else, so I am not good enough. And that's kind of the things that I feel like I've experienced personally, and then also just from talking to people that I am close to.
Mm-hmm. Good. So anxiety, depression, and then panic is sort of, anxiety on steroids, right? It's just a ramp up on that continuum. I see eyeballs, and we just got a finger when you were talking. Someone gave you the finger, not that one, but this one.
Good to know. I want the other finger.
Yeah, exactly. I do. I love laughing. It's my favorite sound. So any chance I get to say something funny, I will, just so you know. But my husband also said I was not funny very often. That's why divorce, the best thing about my divorce is I'm owning my funny. So with that finger is sort of an agreement, or yes, that's true. So I certainly I get to coach. I loved coaching teens, especially because everything is ramped up and everything is felt so strongly and passionately, which is great. I think that we are. It's an important time to sort of understand how you can feel, and because as you move into adulthood, sometimes the tendency or the message is try to be even keel, right? No, like highs and lows. And as an organizational psychologist, I do know that emotions are like a dumbwaiter, and that's probably something you don't know either. It's a dumbwaiter elevator. Is in the old days they would send things, food, up and down in a small shuttle elevator, and the doors didn't open like this. They opened like this. And so, in my understanding and experience and study of emotions, if you cut out sadness, depression, anger, which a lot of drugs do, they mask and they get you up to here. What happens is this door also comes down. So your ability to be sad is directly related to your ability to be happy. So if you don't allow anger safely, sadness, and even depression, then it also influences your ability to be excited and happy and blissful and innovative and creative. So sensitivity and creativity are very interrelated and 100% correlated. So it's so important in this discussion about mental health to not knock off and say we don't want that. There's so many things we are naturally sad about, right? There's things we're naturally anxious about. But what the ticket is to understand that that's not you. It is an emotion you are having. And when I work with depressed people and they identify I'm clinically depressed, or I was told that I'm depressed, and it's like, no, you're a person. You're a balance-centered person who is experiencing higher levels of this feeling right now. And that, I believe, is so important. And if you're listening and you've tried to work with your depression and it's not working, I just want you to just think about the fact that you're way more than your depression, and that that's a really I know people are just one of a kind, wonderful. All of us, all 8 billion, and to limit yourself to one feeling, it's a shame. Right? It's there's so much more to life. So that would be my one comment for anybody who is coming in feeling that feeling. I'm not invalidating your feeling at all, but I'm also a law of attraction coach, and what you focus on will grow bigger. So if you identify I'm a depressed person, guess what? The more you talk about how depressed you are, the more you're going to see things that'll make you depressed. And
Yeah.
social media, that absolutely applies. If you're in the news, if it bleeds, it leads. If you don't understand that the whole point of news is to make you anxious, depressed, and afraid, then you don't understand the news. If it bleeds, it leads, so that you watch. The hook in feeling is anger or shock and awe or fear. Those are the three biggest feelings that will keep you watching. Happiness, unfortunately, isn't a big enough hook. It's a habit that we've got into. So that's why I tell you, do not listen to the news. If you want to have a good day, right? Don't listen to the news. So that is our topic. Those of you, I'm going to ask you further, what exactly are in the 20s, not that you're speaking on behalf of all people in their 20s, but you do have a temperature thumb on that. What are people anxious about specifically? Are you you're not a millennial, you're a Gen Z. Okay. So Gen Zs, and I'll do a little research. I love asking my assistant Google these things, but we'll see. We'll see what are Gen Zs anxious about right now. You alluded to it, but I want you to be specific.
Yeah. I think that we are anxious about success. I think that's a big, big pressure that I've experienced, and I know a lot of people experience, is just the likelihood of you succeeding, meaning that you're gonna have money to have a house. Like, a lot of us, I feel like we're going into this market like, oh my goodness, we cannot afford anything. It's very expensive out here, especially I'm out here in California, in Orange County. So, that is definitely a struggle right there. I think, like I said, it would be definitely stressful. I would say I'm stressed out about probably success would give people anxiety. And I think another thing that people worry about, yeah, I would say those things. Yeah, financial stability, which, like
Yeah,
you said,
that was your number one, and
yes,
that is number one.
yes. And I've never really hear people talk about climate change or gun
Okay.
violence or really political things, in terms of that. I think when it comes to Gen Z, I feel like we're very trend based, honestly. Like, whatever is trending, for example, with a official that or someone who just got shot recently. I won't really say names or anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that is a touchy subject for a lot of people. And I
Mhm.
think Gen Z really kind of streamlined that whole entire situation and gave their opinion, and that was a very touchy subject for a lot of people. And I think that Gen Z is definitely like social, like I would definitely say social media definitely is one of the things that I feel like is a peer pressure that leads people to anxiety. And I think just trying to upkeep a certain standard and trying to like upkeep with the standard of today, the pressure of doing that and just having a family, being able to meet people, I think in relationships too. Like, I think that Gen Z definitely gets anxious about, like, am I gonna get married? Am I gonna meet someone? Am I gonna be able to find someone in this world? I think a lot of people my age are actually on dating apps. That's a very popular thing right now. I don't know, but I think
Swipe or
people,
no swiping is what I call it.
yeah, so people, I feel like, result to these things because they feel alone. I feel like a lot of people I hear feel alone. Like, loneliness is a very popular thing. A lot of people don't really have people, and it feels almost like with social media in the mix of things, not everyone feels genuine. Not it's people feel fake. You can't really tell who's really your friend, who's not. So I think that can make people anxious as well.
Absolutely. You heard the siren. Anytime that siren goes off, it means what you're saying is absolutely critically true. So I just popped up millennials, same thing. So financial, living, cost of living, what you mentioned as well. So okay, good. So we've established that okay, financial success, all of that is important. When we come back from break, we have to take a quick break for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor. We'll be talking about how to feel better about those things, get a little more relief, and about the Hong Kong Spotlight film, the Newport Beach Film Festival Chinese Spotlight, and the Pacific Rim Showcase, giving away that pair of tickets with Mia Marquez, my special guest today. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Chuck Woolery's on the other side, but I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it. Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you will get an alert every weekday morning to tune in to a show about hope and happiness. And today is Monday, not rainy day, rainy days in Monday. It's not rainy days in Southern California. It's a sunny day, but on Mondays we talk about mental health matters, because I want you to understand that you can do something about your own mental health that is up to you and not necessarily something artificial outside of yourself. And to help me with that today, we have a very special guest in studio. Her name is Mia Marquez. She's a student at Cal State Fullerton and part of the NBFF Chinese team that co-founder Greg Schwenk has used his students to both teach them and help understand real time what it takes to put on a giant event like Newport Beach Film Festival. And for that, I want to welcome back Mia Marquez. And she's also my talking mate today for Mental Health Mondays. And before we get into the solution, we'll get into solution and make sure we have 10 minutes at the end to talk about Newport Beach Film Festival, because I have a feeling we could be talking about this for a long time, because it is really, it's pertinent, it's real time. And I'm going to put the moose on the table. Mia, I don't know if you know, I was born in Canada. And instead of talking about the elephant in the room, you've heard that expression, right? I put the moose on the table. So that's how I refer to things that people don't really want to talk about or are reluctant to, but we're going to talk about that. So financial insecurity, what I don't have, whether it's I'm not as good looking as them on social media, I'm not as popular as they are on social media, I don't have it together on social media, I don't have the house, I don't have the family, look at what they have, I'm never going to get it. This is external, right? Material wealth, material, what designer bag, what designer, and I'll have to admit, I'm the most materialistic spiritual person you'll ever meet. I don't want anybody coming back to me when I see them on Tuesday night, but she's got Louis. Our generation, I'm ageless, but I think every single generation in America grew up with the idea that success equals professional mastery. What is professional mastery? It is wealth in terms of material, biggest house, best car, most enviable things that you have, best vacation, most often, perfect family, right? That is the definition of success, American dream, right?
Yes.
Fame, fortune, wealth, health. However, if that were true, if that really was the definition of success, then what happened to Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams? The list goes on of people who had, right? Who had all of the things that you would think would make them happy, would give them that sense of success, but it didn't. So that's why my latest message, and why I was brought back to teach at UCLA last year. I taught 6 years, long time ago, in the MBA school, but I was brought back to teach a course because of my book, which, by the way, you get today. Since it's Monday, I've been giving away audiobook copies of 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are, to help anyone who can't afford. But personal mastery is it matters what you have, but what matters more, you can have everything, but if you still think I'm only as good as my last thing, you have 99 compliments and 1 insult, and you think about that insult, you self-sabotage, you're a perfectionist, so that no matter what you do, it's never enough, right? You're your own worst enemy, right? No matter, I'll be happy when I get this, but then you get that and you're still not happy, right? Mm-hmm. That's personal mastery. So success, to me, the definition is you have what you want and you want what you have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay.
Yeah. So if you are a typical, what we just saw that Google pulled up that Mia was talking about, and you're chasing this American dream that for Robin Williams, Kate Spade, and Anthony Bourdain, and the list goes on, it was a nightmare. It was the American nightmare, because this is the definition of success. You have a house, you're supposed to be happy. How many people who have houses do you know that are really happy? They're complaining about, oh, this went out and I have to fix that, or this went out and, oh, I found out this is wrong, and or the house is too small now, right? Your dream house is too small. So if you identify with this, I want you to take a deep breath right now in through the nose. Breathe in with me and release. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Just kind of relax into your body. You're connecting your breath with your body. Second breath in and release through your mouth. And let go of the stories and the drama and that definition of the American dream that's actually a nightmare. So you're connecting your breath with your mind and the stories that you're telling yourself. Third breath in and releasing and ground yourself into the breath of life. I call it qi because it's Chinese for life force energy. And the real success is being okay. And 88% happy with exactly where you are right now. It's good right now. You're not there because you're never going to get it there, right? There is always you're not going to get it wrong and you're not going to get it done. That's what life's about. At every point in this thing called life, on either side of that dash, there's always going to be things that you're going to desire and you're going to work towards and you're going to get or not. And then there's going to be more. So if you can't feel good about where you are, you're never going to feel good. All right. So I call that my 3-breath technology. Anytime you're starting to feel anxious or lonely or overwhelmed or sad, right? Think about where you are and fundamentally, I'm good. I may not have Mr. Perfect. No, you're never going to get Mr. or Miss Perfect or a partner that's perfect. You're never going to feel 100% happy because if you do, you're dead, right? You have to have some contrast. You're never going to be in a job that you love all the time because there's only one organization that has no favoritism, no power, no politics, no conflict. You want to know what that organization is? The cemetery, where there are no people, there are no problems. You're never going to be with a mate that makes you 100% happy. 80% is great because they're imperfect like you are. We're not 100% fabulous. I'm 88% fabulous. 12% of the time I step in it and it's okay. So this is the work. You want balance in your life. You want to be happy 80% of the time. You want to be good with all the things that you have and be okay knowing you're on this journey. It is not the destination. It's not just the journey. It's both. That's how you will soothe your own anxiety. I'm not saying that some people are not clinically need drugs, okay? But what came first, chicken or the egg? Do you need the drug because your hormones or you're unbalanced because you brought that into your life? Who knows? 30 days. That's all I ask. For 30 days, I want you to practice noticing what's good in your life instead of looking at what's wrong. In order to do that, you cannot look at I'm not going to say don't, go off of social media because that's ridiculous. But don't start this until after you've had a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Don't start that. And if you start it, set a timer. Don't plug your phone in by your bed. Plug it in another room. And when you wake up, I want you to do that breath technology. Anytime you feel unsettled, do that breath technology, right? Anytime you start feeling your heart rate go up or start singing, lonely, I am so lonely, stop, take a breath.
Yeah.
Remember the last relationship you were in? You wanted out of the relationship, right? And now you want into another relationship. Let's work on this. Are you if you're not attracting good people, right? That means there's some work in here because you attract what you are. Do you like who you are? Well, then, if you don't like who you are, you're going to be attracting people that you don't like. It's like gravity. Law of attraction is like gravity. It's not personal. It's going to happen whether you believe it or not. All right. So if you're swiper no swiping this morning, I'll admit, I usually do 40 minutes on the bike. I did 53 minutes. Do you know why? Not because I was an overachiever. I was swiping. I lost track of time. Right. And it was all, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Well, I got to turn inwards here. Why am I seeing all this? Well, maybe I'm not where I need to be too. Right. So I just told on myself. How does that sound?
Literally.
How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Good. I hope that, if you're listening now or later, there's so much more that we can do that we don't think we have control over. And it's really here. Who's the boss of you? I'm the boss of me. That's
Yes.
right. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because you're like, you give this stuff to your people. So I'm helping you out. Got more ammunition here.
Yeah. I like this swiper no swiping. Phrase.
Yeah, and it's pretty bad lately. Like I'll literally swipe 2 or 3 and it'll say, please adjust your filters, or there's no one else right now. So definitely. But it's a good thing to have, but that's always my caution is, are you what you're looking for? That I think is the bottom line. If you're complaining about everyone else, I want you to really take a look at the buck stops right over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. The last part of the show is let's talk about this fabulous party that's coming up on Wednesday.
Yes. Wednesday. I am looking forward to it. There's been so much leading up to it. A lot of emails, a lot of people reaching out. So this is the 25th annual Newport Beach Film Festival. It's been on for 25 years now. Like I said, we did just showcase the Pacific Rim, so all the Asian countries, and then also, like I said, this is like one of the days of the film festival. It is a week-long event. Specifically, the event that we're talking about is on Wednesday night. It's going to be showcasing the film Peg on My Heart. So leading up to that, though, you'll be walking the red carpet. You'll get access to Miss Dr. Marissa, Asian Opera.
Dr. Marissa. Dr. Marissa is good. Yeah.
Dr. Marissa. So she'll be there along with a few other people who are part of the Chinese community in terms of, we do have some people from the trade office coming from San Francisco. So that's pretty cool.
Oh,
and
nice.
we do have a few people who are in business that are going to be there as well. But leading up to that, like you said, it's the red carpet. You get access to the film. You sit and watch, and then you listen to a few speakers beforehand. Then after that, you get to go to the best part, in my opinion, which is the after party at Time Nightclub. We will be having a few activities, I guess you can say, and performers in relation to the Chinese culture and Japanese culture and Korean culture. I'm not going to list those things, so you can actually be surprised when you see these things. There will be performers at the Time Nightclub, and also with drinks there, food. So all those things is just all together makes a really good time with a bunch of new people. You get to meet, network with people, whatever your interests may be when it comes to that. Yeah. So we're actually, like I said, giving out 2 tickets. Probably, Marissa, you will be the one emailing those people to me, right?
Yes. So if you would like a pair of, and I know there's like 8 people who are primed and ready, because I to be fair. The first two to go to drmarissa.life or asianoprah.online and go to the put in the email and just put in subject line Asian Oprah giveaway NBFF Chinese. If you do it today, I'll know it's you. The first person will get a pair of tickets to this fabulous event. And I know one of the things that I look forward to every year, and I'm going to have to say it out loud because this is a draw, is the lion dance. I love the lion dance. It's my favorite thing. And I've had them like actually come up and try to kiss me or throw the lettuce in my face. Just kidding. But I love that. So you'll have to come just for that. Oh, there's only one pair of tickets. I know they're going already, but you can get discounted tickets as Asian Oprah giveaway as well if you use the promo code Hong Kong 2025. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Phew, because I wasn't looking. So please, join me, the whole group of the fabulous student cohort group that's working on this, working very hard. I am looking forward to meeting all of them. I teach them some Chinese on the red carpet every year. That's a tradition we started a couple of years ago. So I look forward to that. They started giving me presents at the end of the red carpet. Hopefully that's continuing. And it'll be a fabulous time. So please go to
We have
Newport
something
Beach.
safe for you. Don't worry.
Pardon? Oh, you just froze up just for a second there. A nice smile. Say that one more time. Can you say that
Okay.
one more time? We lost you for a
Sorry
second.
about that. I said we definitely will have some gifts saved for you at the end. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Yay. I do love presents. So Newport Beach Film Fest.com, NBFF Festival. There's many variations of that. You'll get to the ticket, press the tickets, use the promo code Hong Kong 2025. You'll get the package, film, after party, and we're going to have the best time ever this year. I can feel it. And so that is the commercial / promotion for the Newport Beach Film Festival Chinese Spotlight. Final word. We have a couple. I got one question that came in about depression and sadness. When do you sort of know that you've crossed that line, right? And that you need some professional help. And, just as a caveat, I am not an MD. I'm Dr. Marissa. I'm a PhD, which just stands for piled higher and deeper. But my degree is in organizational psychology. I'm not a clinical psychologist by choice. I did not want to be bound by some licensing and things like that. I'm a happiness coach. I do. I know that there's great therapists out there, but I am of the firm belief you don't need 10 years to get better. I think that there are, it's much more pinpointed sometimes. You do have to deal with what that bottom dis-ease is, but you don't have to keep revisiting who done you wrong or what was done to you. I am one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. And that's how I wrote the book, not as a psychologist telling you how to be happy. First chapter is out of loneliness into hope. So you talked about loneliness. It is big, not just for Gen Z. I think this upcoming group, what are they called? The ones that are younger than you. Alpha, who knows? There's too many terms these days. The young ones.
X, alpha, one of those,
yeah. Okay. So they, I think loneliness is one of those human dynamics that certainly I know it's when you are by yourself, you can be with someone and still feel lonely, right? It's that feeling that nobody cares, that you are isolated, that you don't have anyone, that you are not loved, loving, or lovable. And that is bullshit-talky. There's not one out of the 8 billion of us who are in that position. You may think you are, and you have every right to think that way. But then my question to you is it working for you? And the truth of the matter is every single one of us is part of this soup that is not chaotic. We're part of that same energy system that creates little grains of sand, all different, snowflakes that are all different, leaves on the tree that's all different. You hear the siren, this is the truth. Blades of grass that are all different. And we are all part of that. We're all filled with that beautiful creative energy that connects us. That's who we really are. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to not believe in God. But you have to believe that we're all connected. And here's the proof. We all take a breath. We all breathe. We cannot not breathe, right? Dolphins can voluntarily stop their breath. Did you know that? If you didn't, you've got to watch The Cove and listen to my interview with Rick O'Barry, who is still going to Taiji, Japan to stop the slaughter of dolphins, and the story of his turning from a dolphin trainer and Flipper to a dolphin activist is because Flipper committed suicide in his lap. Okay, but we're humans, and we cannot do that. We breathe, and we all breathe. And when I breathe, do I take your breath away, Mia?
Well, with your looks, you take my breath away.
Oh, I love you. That was good. That was good. No, you just took my thought away. I'm speechless. No, breath is the best example of how, one, we're not alone, and there's more than enough. When I take a breath, I take nothing from you. When you take a breath, there's more than enough food. There's more than enough breath. There's more enough energy and love in this planet for us to be humankind, emphasis on kind. That's the truth. And you're never alone. You're always connected by breath. So the next time you start feeling lonely, instead of thinking about who done you wrong or the last person that dumped you or betrayed you or whatever, think about the good people who you always have around you. You may not see them, you may not acknowledge them, but there are always somebody who loves you. You're loving, lovable, and loved. If you can't remember that, remember that I remember that for you always, until you can remember that for yourself. And that's my final word here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. Thanks for joining myself and
Mia Marquez.
It's been a lot of fun. I do this at the end of every show. If you could join me with your fingers, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I'll see you at the Pacific Chinese Spotlight film. Thanks so much, Mia.
Bye-bye.